All right, everybody, welcome back to the farmstead again. As you can see, peach trees are in bloom. It's springtime, so trying to get started on some work outside. Now, just real quick, the background for this is this pond naturally had always wanted to be there. We just dug it out a little bit to get it a little bit deeper. There's some koi and goldfish in there. They like to hide in the leaves. There's no liner or anything like that in here. It was just dug out a little, and the water always wanted to pool right here. Ever since we've had the place, it would rain and it would get swampy, and it would stay swampy. So we just kind of turned it into a little pond. There's some runoff comes from the roof underground, helps to fill up the pond as well. Now we decided to expand on that just because it would be kind of cool. This ended up being more work than I thought. We're doing it by hand, just me and Wyatt. There used to be an old house here years and years ago, and we're finding the foundation for it. All of those came out of just this hole. Those and a couple of these bigger ones, all out of that hole. I know we found the foundation because not only is there a concrete slab right here at the bottom, but there's also ground wire still there from probably the old electrical service on the house. There's a piece of a ground rod and another piece of a ground rod that I had already pulled out. So I've been working on this for a few days on the weekends, and we're getting pretty close. I wanted to take it slightly deeper, but concrete pad, I think that's going to be it. So basically it's going to be the same. We're going to actually use a liner on this one, but it'll fill up, and then the original smaller pond will just act like an overflow. So it'll fill up in here. We're gonna dig that a little bit, add a few rock to it, so that once this is full, it fills that side. And once this gets overfilled, there's a piece of perforated pipe that is right there. It runs underground, perforated, like I said, so that it can help dispense some of the water for some of the fruit trees. But then that goes over the hill and eventually down to the river. So this took a little bit longer than I had expected, simply because I'm doing this by hand, and with all this rock and stuff, it's just crazy. So this is going to be part one. The next step is we're going to put some sand in the bottom of this after I clean it up a little bit more, and then we'll add the liner and reuse. That's the one good part about all these stone, is that we're going to be able to reuse them various parts around the pond itself. But stay tuned for part two. We'll see you then.